Praise the sun god! I know it's been a while, but since I watched the first half of season 2 of live action One Piece, but my sister and I have finally come around. We found some spare time. We watched it together, and we finished the second half. This season is so good. I went through just so many emotions. I was infatuated by Nico Robin. Super hyped up. I got to see the giants on the screen for the first time. That was awesome. And when it came to Chopper, I was like deep in my feels. I love One Piece so much, and I'm so glad that they put this amount of love and care into making this story that is One Piece into a live action medium or format or whatever. Now, there may be some spoiler alerts in the video. This is kind of I just spit it out as I go, but hopefully you can follow along. So, spoilers, there's your warning. So in that last video where I talked about the first half of season 2 live action One Piece, we ended up at episode 4, and that was like introduction to Little Garden with the giants Dory and Brogy, and we get like a little bit of a brief introduction to the Baroque Works member. Episode 5, that was episode 4. Episode 5, a lot of fights are happening, and we go a bit more in depth into these more higher up members of Baroque Works. Miss Golden Week, first off, she is like one-to-one with the character in the manga and the anime, both her personality and her looks. Now, her devil fruit powers, I never questioned it as a kid, but it's such a strange devil fruit power, because the power is involved with paint. Where does the paint come from? That's just something that itches at the back of my mind. And that's not exclusive to the live action. It's also in the anime and the manga. Maybe in the manga, they explain it. I don't know. Haven't read it. I've stuck with the anime. Saying that about her devil fruit power, that does not diminish anything about her character. I still love the character that is Miss Golden Week. I think it's a brilliant performance, and it's that the actor has brought to life in this character. Now, the main star of the episode is Usopp. It's Usopp. This is his episode to shine. We see his character. We go deeper into his character. We learn more about it. He's having that conversation with Brogy. Yeah, Brogy. Oh shit, I might be wrong. No, I'm definitely sure it's Brogy. He has that conversation with Brogy, and he comes to terms like, yes, he is afraid. I wouldn't blame him for being afraid. Mr. 3's wax fruit power is straight up. It is a menace in these earlier seasons. He has this conversation with Brogy, and then he learns, it's okay to be scared, and it's important to acknowledge that you're afraid, but you can't just let that fear control you. Especially if it means getting in the way of your friends and your family. You can't let that fear stop you from saving your friends and family, which the Straw Hats are basically to him. So what does he do? He knows he's gonna lose, so he thinks outside the box. He knows his priority is to get his friends out safely from the wax cake thing, so he proposes this duel thing, and he makes it so that he can use his enemy strengths against them. So he brings up this plan. He brings up the duel as a way to attack their pride. We see that they're very prideful, and then using their strength against them, breaking the wax cake and releasing his friends. Hooray for Usopp! Hooray for Usopp! Good job, buddy. Meanwhile, Luffy was off fighting Mr. 3. He defeats him, and then he frees Dory. Now, we watch the end, towards the ending, we just see Sanji just return back to the group. My guy throughout the episode was on his own, doing a side quest pretty much. He does get a little bit of action, but it's an easy fight for him. He fights Mr. 13 and Miss Friday. Literally animals, and it was all calm. He beat them, rather extreme, but he won that fight, and he gets connected to Crocodile. He does all this side quest thing that doesn't feel like it adds, because my sister was like, what was the point of Sanji being here? He didn't even help them. But then she got real quiet real quick, because then he found an eternal log post that was basically a shortcut to Alabasta, cutting their journey short by from weeks or months to literally days. Maybe not days, but he definitely cut it short. My man, Sanji, the GOAT himself, he completed a side quest that was essential for the Straw Hats to progress in their journey to helping VB. This pattern of Sanji completing side quests that are essential to helping the Straw Hats progress to the next island or have a key component in defeating or retaining like some kind of MacGuffin or key component to defeating an enemy. It's very present in the anime. Seriously, if Sanji wasn't in this crew, the Straw Hats wouldn't make it very far. Specifically in this case, because he found the log post that would take them straight to Alabasta. We also, towards the end, we get a really cool scene. The giants, Dory and Brogy, they unleash a blast. Powerful strike from this oversized magic carp, and it's now got a big gaping hole that the Straw Hats could sail through. Episode 6, see the snow. We see those weird mountaintops that are plateaued at the top. Drum Kingdom. Now, I was very excited for this. My sister has no clue about One Piece. She's watched a couple episodes, like in the anime. She's still in East Blue, so I knew what was happening. She didn't, and I was very excited for this because in Drum Kingdom we get to meet the one and only Tony Chopper. Oh yeah, the reason they made a detour is because Nami fell sick. She got scratched with something from Little Garden that happened to make her sick. But the point is, we got to see Tony Chopper! We get to see Tony Chopper, and it was magnifique. Basically what happens is Luffy and Sanji, they climb a mountain, get Nami to a doctor, Zoro's, Usopp, and Vivi are safeguarding a town they're safeguarding a town on the island. Yeah, and that basically happens. We get to meet Dalton, who was a captain, yada yada yada, and towards the end we get to see Tony Chopper! I'm trying not to scream. It's currently 11:29 p.m. So I'm not gonna scream. I will admit, when they announced season 2, I was a bit worried. How are they gonna do Tony Chopper? And then I saw it. They adapted it, and I say this with full confidence. I would die for that reindeer. He is so cute, and his voice is adorable, and the way he talks is just so. I love that little guy, man. I would do anything for that reindeer. I would, man, if he's, I don't know what extent I would go to. I might go to war for that reindeer. Chopper-san, Tony Chopper, Mr. Chopper. I am such a huge fan of your adorableness and of your work and passion towards helping people. I saw you. You're so cute. Love you, Chopper. I think I'm gonna get plush. I'm definitely gonna get plush of you now. Episode 7, it was focused on Chopper as well. So we got a brief introduction to Chopper, and then we had Dr. Shaki? No, it wasn't Shaki. Dr. Kureha. Dr. Kureha. You know who I'm talking about. The very lean 70, 80-year-old. Oh wait, how old was she? Like 100 or something? She's very old. She's in pretty good shape. I've seen the anime. I had a guess of what was gonna happen as Dr. Kurea was describing the backstory of Tony Chopper and his relationship with Dr. Hiroluk. I know what was gonna happen, but I was still not ready. I was 12, 13 years old when I first saw Chopper's backstory, and his relationship with Dr. Hiroluk, it broke me. I was shedding tears for days. I'm now in my 20s. I watched the live-action adaptation of Tony Chopper, the history of Tony Chopper and Dr. Hiroluk. It broke me. I was shedding for days. And I just wanted to jump through my screen and just give Chopper the biggest hug. And then I would proceed to Detroit, smash King Wapple out of here. Oh my god, I hated that guy so much. Send his ass to the Conn Belt, let the Sea Kings have his way with him as a snack. Chopper, I love you, man. Just because you look different, you do not deserve to get treated any lesser. You got a heart of gold, man. Don't ever lose that, bruh. I love you, Chopper. Now, episode 8. First off, great episode. Great finale to the season. We got a big battle. We got a tearjerker. We even got a kingdom liberated from a tyrannical leader. Do I think this finale is better than the last season? If you ask me, I think it's just as good. If you think otherwise, that's cool. Everything's chill. I will say it does feel a bit off to have Wapol as the final boss, the big antagonist of the season. In the world of One Piece, Wapol is like a D tier villain at best. Of course, the takeaway from the episode was not taking down some powerful enemy, but the liberation of a kingdom in pain from its rule of a tyrannical leader that does not seem to have the best interest of his people at heart. For the next season, as I've already seen in the anime, the Straw Hats will be helping the people of Alabasta be free from I guess the word is control of the criminal organization that is Baroque Works, whose leader happens to be pretty up there in terms of villainy. Crocodile, a warlord of the sea. I was about to say former warlord. Spoilers. Warlord of the sea. And Crocodile, he is like no joke. He's like A tier villain right there. Oh, arguably it's an S tier villain. Like he's the first really big bad villain that the Straw Hats meet on the Grand Line. Luffy, he will definitely struggle. It will definitely be his hardest fight to date. This also goes for the rest of the Straw Hat crew. This show is peak. I love what they've done. I'm so excited for the next season. That being the Alabasta arc. They're probably, I don't know how. They might just make the whole 8 episodes just being in Alabasta. I'm not sure if they're gonna try some creative differences, but I believe they will put in love, care, and effort. Plus, Oda's, overlooking everything, so I have trust in him. I'm really excited to see Ace on the screen. I know what's his name? Zolo something. The guy from Cobra Kai and plays Blue Beetle. I mean, he looks like Luffy's brother, so that seems pretty cool. And from what I've heard, they have good screen chemistry, so that'll be nice. Things I'm looking forward to. Oh, Luffy vs. Crocodile. That's gonna be exciting. And more of Nico Robin. Really looking forward to that. You see that black dress she had in the all her fits have been just so fire, bro. I've said it a bunch of times. It might sound annoying, but I really appreciate the care and love that they've put into the show, the attention to detail, them being more prone to using practical sets than digital sets, and the fact that what we got so far, season 1 and 2, have been great episodes and great seasons, great productions, and it reflects in the One Piece community. It reflects in the general populace. They've liked what One Piece live action has been putting out, so that's great to hear. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and have a good one. Okay, bye. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I would be surprised if they make it to Whole Cake Island. Or even Fishman Island. Because, unlike drawings, actors age. But I would really like to see them go all the way. I'm hopeful that we see One Piece live action go all the way.